some undisclosed location where we don't know and we can't tell you. But here he is, Jesse T.
Hey, it's good to be back with you. Yes, in that undisclosed location. We are live, red hot and rolling today. It's Fun Time Friday, a whole potpourri of things we're going to be talking about today. Start off the show, we've got tickets to give away, more tickets here to the Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant. Going to give away several sets of tickets here to a caller that may be calling in at 424-227-9461. When I tell you to call between now and 5 and 6 p.m. West Coast Standard Time, 8 and 9 p.m. on the East Coast. If you're coming out here for the holidays, you may want to check out the Flappers Nightclub, Comedy Club, and Restaurant in Burbank, California. As we speak, trying to get my new Instagram setup going here. And quite frankly, I forgot how to hook up to Instagram. Can you imagine that? I mean, these new things like this, I sometimes have a trouble with these new things because I forget how to do it. Have you ever forgotten how to do it? Well, we're going to try to figure out how to do it here through the show between 5 and 6 p.m. to here. It's the Jesse T Show. And it's good to have you back on the air and everywhere with me from the community to the world. We're broadcasting live right here on ABTV Live and the Digital Radio Broadcasting Network of thepowerofvoices.com and ABTV Live at facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. Also reaching out to YouTube Live at the Power of Voices, as well as Instagram. If I can get that going, I had it going just beautifully yesterday, but now all of a sudden I've forgotten how to get to the live video portion, the new thing that they're doing there at Instagram, and it's kind of driving me a little bit crazy now because it's supposed to be, pretty easy to do, and I got it up and rolling yesterday, but now all of a sudden I'm having trouble getting it up and rolling on Instagram. So we'll get that Instagram live going here in just a second. Wait a minute, I figured it out. Yes, did I figure it out? I figured it out. I think I figured it out. Yes, I did. Let's see here. No, that didn't do it. Let's see if that one does it. No, that didn't do it. We're going to press one more button here. And no, that didn't do it either. Man, I can't even do it till I'm satisfied here. It reminds me of the song by BT Express. Do it, do it, do it till you're satisfied, whatever it is. Come on and do it. We want you to do this. We want you to download the free app that we have here for you, The Power of Voices. And the free app is, of course, on Apple Store and PlayStation. So we want you to hook up on that and get that rolling for yourself so you can check out all the great programming here at thepowerofvoices.com and also AVTV Live, the entertainment channel. So, hey, 424-227-9461. We're going to get these tickets out to you. Flappers tickets. Going to get a couple of tickets out good till December 30th. So you can have a party before New Year's Eve. Take a loved one and a special one out here in Burbank. Couple of free Flappers tickets. We're going to give away a whole bunch of those today, at least a couple of sets, and I'll let you know when to call here in the next few minutes. 424-227-9461. And the first caller that wins those tickets is going to have a great time there at Flappers. This is a great club. I've been there many times. In fact, we performed on stage, Dan the Man the Package and I. That was a riot, but we had a good time there, and we want you to participate and see some great comedians. A friend of mine, the Burrito Lady, is going to be performing there, I believe, coming up in the next couple of days. Lots of good comedians go through there. Fluffy, everybody goes through there at the Flappers in Burbank. It's sort of part of the comedy circuit here in Southern California. So remember that number, 424-227-9461. Today is Fun Time Friday, and on Fun Time Friday, what we always try to do is have a potpourri of fun. If we don't have a special guest, we try to hook up and just kind of talk about a whole bunch of things and look at a whole bunch of different kinds of stuff here and see what's going on as we kick off into the weekend here, getting close to, of course, Christmas and then New Year's Eve. So hopefully you're going to have a good time with friends, family, and loved ones. Back in the studio, I got Master Blaster, the man with the big time voice, like to introduce our announcer, Lee Michaels.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, real good, buddy. Man, you got that voice from God. I feel like you're my godfather, Harry Newman, when I used to work with him back in 1974. I got my break in radio, man. He
Well,
would
see,
keep me from
you
what?
can get one like this too. Just all you have to do is go on Amazon and buy it from Intel.
Is that the trick now?
Absolutely.
Well, you can just about buy anything on Amazon, so why
Isn't
not
that
a new
something?
voice, right?
Yeah, totally.
Or you can be like me. You can go to singing lessons for a year with the world famous Christopher Robin, who was one of the singers coach in the 1960s, 70s, and 1980s. And you can spend a year learning how to sing those fine quality songs and how to adjust your voice octaves and breathe from the diaphragm so you can get that low, medium, and high voice. And he would at the end of the year he would give you a special reward.
Like what?
He gave me my money back and told me never to come back.
Damn. That. Wow. Did he do that in front of people?
No, I walked in for my last lesson, right? And he hits the song. It was Johnny Be Good, right? I couldn't even stay in tone with Johnny Be Good, right?
Wow.
He lived on a dog, by a gun, he sucked way down by the railroad track. I couldn't even keep the same tone, right? With Johnny Be Good. And at the end of that song, he said, Jesse, hold on a second. And he did look like a Christopher Robin. He wasn't a little guy like Christopher Robin in the fairy tale,
right?
Winnie the Pooh. But he kind of, when you say he was a big fella, man, with bushy hair and big giant shoulders, right? These like linebacker shoulders, right? Big barrel chest, right? And he was, he would, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Barbara Streisand were his clients over the years, right? Just
but he couldn't do anything to help you.
Hey, man, I'm me, Jesse T. It takes a lot of something to help me.
Wow, that must have been pretty devastating to him after working with such incredible, outstanding super performers, and then I guess you just can't pull a rabbit out your hat.
Well, I appreciate you saying those kind words about me being an outstanding super performer.
No, I was speaking about the...
And you can't pull a rabbit out of your hat.
I was speaking of the successful students that he had. And
well, I was successful for a year. I went in there for like an hour and a half every 3 days a week for a year.
But he gave you the money back because you were just as bad 12 months later. And he wanted no association. And I would think that even today, he wouldn't even want you to speak of this.
I don't think he's still living. I think he passed away because he was about, let me see, when I was in my 20s, he was about 40 years older than me, right? He was like in his 60s. But, so he walks around. He lived in Clark Gable's Hollywood home, right below the Hollywood Reservoir Dam.
Uh-huh.
And so he used to tell me a lot of stories about Clark Gable. That was quite a character. But anyhow, so his studio was sort of in his living room, right? And so he kind of walked in. I walked in and did the one song, Johnny Be Good. And then he said, oh, wait a minute. So he walks around. For those of you watching on Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero and /The Power of Voices and YouTube Live, he walked around his house. I didn't know his house had like the kitchen was on the other side of the living room and the dining room. So he kind of had a way of walking around. So he walks around and he comes back out from the kitchen a few minutes later, and I'm kind of humming the song, trying to do my voice exercises. And he goes, Jesse, hold on a second. I go, yes, Mr. Robin, right? And he goes, look, I think I've done about as much as I could for you, and you've really improved a lot. You know how to breathe well.
That means you'll survive at least,
right?
But not as a singer.
He said, Jesse, and I want to give you a gift. And I said, oh wow, really? Yeah. He said, yeah.
Outstanding.
He goes. Here's this envelope, right? And I said, oh, wow, my name's written on it, Jesse, right? So I
Right?
open it up, and every dollar I gave him for a year, 3 days a week, at at that time in the early 80s, $40, right? It was, pretty good money. Anyway, about $150 a week, right? He gave it all
Right.
back to me. And I went, oh, really? This is my Christmas present? I mean, you gave me a year's worth of free lessons? And he said, Jesse, yes, I did. And don't come back.
Oh, how crushing.
So I looked at him and I went, okay.
Maybe you want a career in jump rope or something like
I was
that.
crushed, man.
Yeah, not a singer. But I think it was
Well,
right, Jesse.
well, no. Now as well as I do. The other month, Anita Pointer was in, and she said that I sang
But she's
like
like me, Jesse.
no, she said I sang like great.
Yeah, but
So I guess
she
I
didn't want to
improved
hurt
over
your
30 years of
feelings.
not singing, right?
She didn't want to hurt your feelings. I talked to her afterwards. She said, "God, what was on his mind?" I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "He should never sing again." I said, "Not
You
even
are
in the shower?" She said, "No."
you are a bad man.
Well, you open up Pandora's box on that one.
Talk about a crazy, wacky dude. One of my favorite actors, Christopher Walken. Only Christopher Walken can be Christopher Walken. No one else can be Christopher Walken because he's such a weird, wacko kind of guy, but I love him to death. We got a video I want to play. He talks about how to survive in the jungle. It's kind of it's so Christopher Walken-ish. And if you can play that, man, because only he can be Christopher Walken. I think it's a good way to start the show to get us warmed up and ready for the weekend and our successful 2017. So listen to these words.
This lion, he's the king of the jungle. Huge mane out there. He's laying down under a tree in the middle of Africa. He's so big. He's so hot. He doesn't want to move. Now, the little lion comes. They start messing with him. Biting his tail, biting his ears. He doesn't do anything. The lioness, she starts messing with him, coming over, making trouble. Still, nothing. Now, the other animals, they notice this, and they start to move in. The jackals, hyenas, they're barking at him, laughing at him. They nip his toes and eat the food that's in his domain. They do this, and they get closer and closer and bolder, till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody, runs like the wind, eats everything in his path. Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is.
I love Christopher Walken. Isn't that so true, Lee? I mean, sometimes you got to show what you got, baby, right? I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I love Christopher Walken. He delivers a line like nobody else can.
Yeah, it was very visual. I could see what he was describing.
Yeah. I mean, he is so the way his antics are in his face and the way he explains things and how he textures the words, it is so cool. Man, I mean, so Christopher Walken there kind of sets the mood for 2017, because if you want to be successful in life, you've got to kind of get up, like Rocky Balboa said in one of those movies. No matter how you do, when you get knocked down, you got to keep getting up. You got to keep get knocked down, you get up. You get knocked down, you get up, because the one who succeeds is the one who can get up all the time. And so, and that's the best you got. Let's kind of follows what Christopher Walken. Sometimes when you're lying, you just got to turn around and you got to say, that's it. I'm tired of it. I'm not taking this anymore. And I'm going to dish out some punishment and let the world know who I am and what I'm all about and where I'm going, and get out of my way, baby. Right? So, I mean, I just love that by Christopher Walken. I think that's a great little video. Talk about something here I wanted to talk about, and what it takes to be a leader. One of the number one trait of all great leaders. Now, Google's a huge company, and what a lot of these huge companies do now, they have in office or in company masseuses. They have in company people that help you work out. They have all kinds of these services within the company, the corporate headquarters. They provide a lot of perks. And one of the things that Google does, they have what's called a professional career strategist. And Jenny Blake, she works for Google, and she's interviewed and worked with thousands and thousands of Google employees rising up the chain of command. And one of the things that she says that really creates a leadership, one trait, Machiavelli said the great leaders don't have to be feared. They don't even have to be loved. And according to Jenny Blake, she says the main problem with leaders today is they don't listen enough. They don't listen. That's one of the biggest mistakes that she says she sees managers making all the time. They immediately just want to jump in and give advice or try to troubleshoot in the middle of that issue, that challenge, that kind of conversation. They just want to jump in instead of asking open-end questions. Like Socrates, he was a creator of open-ended questions. When you met Socrates in Greece and you asked him, Socrates, hey Socrates, man, how come the sun rises? And Socrates would look at you and look at the sun, and he'd say, well, why do you think the sun rises? He would answer a question with a question and make you think. It's called the Socrates way of asking questions and learning. And so what Jenny Blake says is that that's what leaders have to do more of. And when they do that, they have a tendency to rise faster through the hierarchy of their careers. Listening is the most important thing. Asking questions and listening, even if you know the answers. And I thought that was pretty interesting because, we all have to listen more and talk less. And I found that when you listen more and talk less, people listen to you when you talk. So that's a good point of view to think about it as you go into the next year, 2017, and we're only a few days away from it in reality, is that you might want to shift how you go about your day with friends and family, employees, bosses, and whatnot, and try to listen a little bit more and let them solve their problems or the issue by asking them questions. So that's sort of the way in which I think that we're learning more and more on how to create successful companies in that respect. Now, I've been trying to get people to listen to me for a long time. I don't know if it's working. I mean, I talk and ask questions, but sometimes I don't get answers, so I have to talk to myself and give myself answers. Drives me insane. My mother always used to say that if I was talking to myself was okay, but when I started answering myself, I had a problem. And if I started answering myself with a split personality in a different language type or accent or a different way of sounding, I really had problems. So, but that's something I think you can use jumping in to the year 2017. And I like the way Christopher Walken talked about that in terms of how he set that up. Hey, I found out that China is no longer the biggest foreign holder of U.S. debt, Lee. China is no longer the biggest holder of U.S. debt.
Well, who is it?
Jesse Terrero.
Oh, well, you must feel really good about that. That's a
I don't
major
know,
achievement.
Man. That's why I live in an undisclosed location deep in a bunker in the middle of the desert.
Well, do you feel good about collecting on it? What do you think?
Sometimes, I used to do some debt collecting at night. This is no lie.
Well, this is a big task, though. You're going to take on the United States government. Do you think you can go in and strong arm the government and say, hey, look, pay me now? What do you think?
I think that if I went in there, I would either bore them to death or talk them to death.
Or both?
Or at the same time.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, I would talk so much, I would just keep my lips flapping until they probably would give me some money and throw me out of the office.
Well,
Get out of here, please.
how much do they owe you at this point? What do you think?
I think the United States government owes me at least a couple of steaks and a chocolate shake.
Oh.
That's about it.
No, that's not
That's all
bad.
I'd ask for.
I think you can get that.
So China is no longer the biggest debt holder because they've been selling off their U.S. government debt, man.
Who are they selling it to?
All around the world to private hedge funds and other investors. And Japan now is the largest U.S. debt holder. The Japanese.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and China's been dumping more debt than anybody. They've dropped $41.3 billion in debt in the last few years. A lot of people don't know that. And the reason why? Here's the reason why. Their currency is falling apart over there in China. We don't get that news. But the reason why they're dumping the U.S. Treasury bonds and the debt that they purchased is because their currency is falling apart. They're trying to bolster their currency. In fact, they're trying not to go into a giant recession/depression in China. And they've got some big problems going over there since they're no longer shifting the currency standards around like they were a few years ago. Since they're no longer doing that, China has now tried to jump into the normal world economy because they want to be part of what's called the International Monetary Currency and Cash Reserve System, of which America is number one. That's why everything's traded in the U.S. dollar. And China wants to join that list. And they were basically told by the IMF and the World Bank a few years ago, every 5 years, the IMF and the World Bank reevaluate who's on that list. For instance, France was kicked off 5 years ago. Italy was kicked off 10 years ago. So they're hoping to be part of that international currency monetary cash reserve system because ultimately what they want to have the world do is trade in the yuan rather than the dollar. Like we replaced the English pound after World War II, and the English pound replaced the Spanish dragoon when they beat them, the wars between Spain and England. So that's sort of what they want to do. So they're having a heck of a hard time making that shift back over to a normal world economy. So they're dumping a lot of debt. Now, really what that means for everybody is you can make some money here. Because if you start investing in some of these American/Chinese companies that are overseas, as they dump the debt, their stock begins to crash. And that's when you buy the stock. And eventually it will come back up because the Chinese economy is not going to fall apart. It is going to be eventually the next largest economy in the world. And I foresee in the future that they're going to be right on the International Monetary Cash Reserve System and be able to participate in that system. But anyhow, China has been dumping debt. So, China isn't as healthy as most people think. Jerry Brown, your favorite guy there, Lee. Jerry Brown. We know you love the big moon shadow man. Jerry Brown.
What is he
You
doing?
love him, right? Did you vote for Proposition 57? Did
I
you
don't
vote yes
remember.
or no on that?
I don't remember. Which one was that?
That was the one that took violent criminals and made them nonviolent.
No, I don't think I did. No.
Okay, that's good. You're a good man because you didn't want to vote for that, but it did pass in the state of California, and that was a Jerry Brown backed proposition. This really is screwy that I can't get my Instagram working today. You know that?
Well, let me
This is really
let me take
this
a
is
look.
really
at that.
weird. I can't. It was working great yesterday, but
So
for some reason I can't.
when you go into Instagram, then you go into your story,
Right.
and then there are 3 selections: live, normal, and boomerang. You want to
Yeah,
slide over to
but
live.
now it's not coming up. See, that's the thing. I press the plus button, and I don't get it all of a sudden. And I got it yesterday, and I get photo, video, and gallery, and I should have that boomerang down there because I had it yesterday, right?
Yeah, well, you don't want to go to boomerang. You want to go.
Yeah,
You
but
want to go to live.
how do I get? But how do I get to that?
You slide it over to the left or to the right.
Okay.
Slide it over to live, and then it'll say start live video.
Let's go to next. No, it's not doing it. And that's the
Now,
thing.
are you on the same device? Are you on a iPhone or iPad?
I'm on my Samsung that I had it hooked up and running
I don't think
fine.
did you do it on the Samsung yesterday?
Yeah, I was while we were on the air. I was doing it yesterday.
Let me go to my
and
Samsung.
It was really cool.
Let me see if I can get it on. Because as I remember yesterday, I was able to get it on my iPad, but not on my Samsung.
Yeah, I got
Note
it on
5.
my Samsung, and now it's not. I can't get it on my Samsung.
Okay, let me see here.
Are they pulling a Christopher Robin on me?
Probably. Yeah, I got it on. I got it. Okay.
Okay, how did you
close
get
out
to
of the app and go back in. Let's go step by step here, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay,
and you too at home can follow along with us.
Okay.
So open up Instagram.
I'm going to turn that phone off.
No, don't turn it off.
By the way, while we're doing this, 424-227-9461, 424-227-9461. Give us a call down at the studio and get yourself some Flappers tickets. 424-227-9461. Some Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant tickets. They're up for grabs here. I want to give away a few to some listeners and viewers. Hey, check it out for us here. And these are some hot tickets. And we gave away a few yesterday, so we want to give away some more today. 424-227-9461. First couple callers that call in, get yourself a couple sets of tickets, okay? So call up care of Flappers, and yours truly, ABTV Live and thepowervoices.com. So let's figure this out here, all right? And all right, so now I've turned my Samsung back on.
Okay. Now go to your app. Go to the Instagram app.
Okay, I'm going to go to it right now. As we do that, you can follow along here, guys, and we can do this together because that's a big thing. Everybody's on Instagram Live. Everybody I know now is crossing over to Instagram Live. I mean, I almost had like 80 viewers instantaneously on the first time I ever did it.
Yeah, because they're using, I think, a better algorithm to broadcast the fact that you're broadcasting to the members of Instagram versus the way that Facebook does it. Facebook is they don't notify everybody in the world that you're broadcasting live.
No, and they
You
do
only
it
get a
Instagram.
select number of your followers, and so that's a little bit limited. Okay, so if
I'm still adding up like about 15,000 in here, so I've only got like maybe 1,200 or so in here now. But you got to. That's the bummer. You got to go one by one. Okay, so I'm at my Instagram with my Your Story up in the left-hand corner in my mug.
Click on that.
Okay.
And the next screen, you should see that your camera is activated, and then at the bottom of the screen, it should probably be on normal right now, which means you have to hold that white button to do a live stream. But if you slide over right below that to live, slide it over to the right. Do you see live, normal, and boomerang at the bottom of the screen?
I'm gonna delete that photo right there, and I'm gonna. Okay.
No, Jesse, look down at the bottom of the screen. Do you see live, normal, and boomerang?
Oh, there it is. Okay, I know exactly what the problem was.
Yeah, slide over to live, and then you can hit start live video. And I just started.
There it is.
3, 2, 1.
I know. You know what the problem was?
What?
I had loaded up. All right, we're back on Instagram Live. Good to have you guys along here. We had some technical problems for our friends there on Instagram Live. So we're back up and rolling there, guys. Chime in. Hey, we got some tickets we're giving away. 424-227-9461. 424-227-9461. The Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant in Burbank, California. Got to use them before the 31st, okay? So we want to dump a couple sets of tickets. We gave some away yesterday. We want to dump a couple set more. So give us a call right now, and we'll hook you up there. All right, yeah. And what I did was I had a photo that when Your Story opened up to, and I couldn't figure out how to load that photo up into like the gallery library. And so I left it there, and that was blocking me from being able to go live. So that's what the problem was. Okay, we're back up. All right, good. Thanks, Lee. You see, I'm telling you, Lee Michaels is the whiz kid of IT. See? Here it is. Yeah, man. Good job,
I
buddy.
saved
Thank
you
very
again.
much. Yeah, you did. Saved by Lee. Okay. Hey, by the way, you can check out Lee from 10 to 12, Monday through Friday. What'd you talk about this morning?
I have no idea. That was this morning. I can't remember what I did 30 seconds ago.
Well, we definitely need to get you hooked up with this video we're about to play.
Okay.
Did you hear? Did you hear the breaking story just before we broke on the air?
I did hear something about a mass invasion of sluts.
Yeah, mass invasion of sluts has hit Southern California. Hey, play that, will you? Because it blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. I didn't catch the whole story. I want to check it out.
If you're just joining us, we are covering a developing story. We go back now to Southern California, where a VH1 bus crashed just a short while ago, spilling more than 2,000 pounds of slut onto Interstate 5 near Palmdale. The bus was transporting contestants for the new VH1 reality series, The Road to Knoxville, in which 18 scantily clad young women vie for the heart of divorced stuntman Johnny Knoxville. Officials there are struggling to control the spread of slut, which has already polluted the roadway and is spreading now down a hillside into residential areas. Let's go live to Onion News Network's Brian Scott, who's live on the scene. Brian, what's exactly going on out there?
Well, it's just horrible, Anna. The highway here was not pristine to begin with, but now it's covered in all of this orange-skinned slut. I've only been here an hour. I've already seen 4 three-way kisses and 6 tattoos with misspellings. And downwind, the stench of perfume and tequila mixed together is pretty difficult to stomach.
Well, it sounds like quite a scene. Brian, I understand that the sluts had been loaded onto the bus in Huntington Beach early this morning. Is that right?
But that's where it began. Yes, the sluts were being transported from a negligee-wearing rock climbing contest there to a girl-on-girl paintball match when the crash occurred. There's been speculation, in fact, the accident was actually caused by some slut leaking into the front cab on the vehicle and getting on the driver.
I see.
Now, the local fire department is just not equipped to handle something this toxic.
No,
the
yeah.
problem is that we're very close to the San Gabriel River, and officials are concerned that the sluts might go skinny dipping in it or think it's a hot tub and make out in it.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
But we should say, too, that the crews, they're doing their best. They're just trying to keep these sluts contained with impromptu strip-offs and shooter contests in the ditch behind me.
Now, we just gotten word that VH1 has issued a statement. It's on their website. It says they are fully committed to the safe handling of sluts.
Yes, but the EPA has urged VH1 to use perhaps a more diluted form of slut than this highly concentrated slut they use now.
Yeah, all sounds like good stuff, but I don't think VH1's going to ever go for that. Brian, stay safe out there and don't fuck any of those sluts.
All right, thanks, Anna.
Moving on, a new Apple laptop will become preloaded with a half-written coming-of-age novel.
Holy. My God, that's breaking hotline news right there on ABTV Live. We've got a gangster of sluts out roaming the city tonight, Friday night. I heard that the National Guard is flying in Black Hawk helicopters and dropping boxes and boxes of fluorescent yellow, green, and orange condoms from Mexico. That's what I heard. And they light up at night. My goodness. Unbelievable breaking news here on the Jesse T Show. Yes. And with that, I got to congratulate our winner, Joanne Gonzalez. Thanks a lot, Joanne Gonzalez, for calling 424-227-9461. Joanne Gonzalez, I'm going to give you 4 tickets to go out to Flappers in Burbank for the Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant. You got to use them before December 30th so you can have a night out on the town on your friends here at ABTV Live. We'll send those tickets out to you. We got your address and stuff offline, so we'll get them out to you ASAP. Thanks a lot, Joanne Gonzalez. And watch out for those sluts running loose and creating mayhem in the streets of Los Angeles and Hollywood tonight. You know something? I don't think they're going to have any problem getting lost because there's so many of those in Hollywood and Los Angeles. I mean, we are the capital of pornography, human trafficking, and sick, disgusting, deviant sexual behavior, right? So I think they got away. They're like stealthy sluts. They got away tonight. Boy, those lucky sluts, those. I'll tell you. All right, so this is the Jesse T Show, and Governor Brown vows to fight Trump on climate change. California is going to launch its own damn satellite. That's what Governor Brown says. Well, what is with this Governor Brown nutty guy? I mean, can you believe it? I mean, Governor Brown says he's going to launch a satellite. What about all the homeless people? Do you have any idea what it costs to run a satellite? I mean, really? Hey, saying hi to some friends who have us on live stream on Instagram Live. Hey, thanks a lot, man. We are back up. We got some technical difficulty. Back up. I got to use the big magnifying glass because they got to make that print bigger. Saying hi to Mo Rock. Mo Rock, baby, good to have you along. One of the original Brown Beauty on Duty disciples. Certified by yours truly, the Brown Beauty on Duty, Jesse T and the Jesse T Show. Saying also hi to our friends, That Voice Guy joined us, and Wash FM, and Mo Rock Companies. Good to have you along with us. Edmund Droulet's hooked up with us too. Esteemed director, won a congressional award from Congress for being one of the country's best documentary directors. You can check out stuff on YouTube Live. Hey, look at Trump. Jerry Brown. the boondoggle of Jerry Brown. I mean, this guy, you know, what is it with this guy? I mean, he comes up with the craziest things, and he got it through Proposition 57. They should take him out and string him up. I mean, this guy doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care about nothing. And so he's going to shoot off his own satellite because he's mad about climate control. Jerry Brown. Now, hey, Jerry. What about the homeless, Jerry? Why don't you take that billions of dollars? Hey, Jerry, what about the speed train that goes to nowhere, Jerry? That's right. It was supposed to cost $900 million. Now it's up to $3.5 billion. Oh. Senator Frankenstein. Some of you know her as Senator Feinstein and her husband, Frankenfurter. Frankenstein and Frankenfurter. Guess who got the contract to develop that high-speed rail that went from $900 million to $3.5 billion? Oh, could it be Senator Frankenstein? Yes. So the boondoggle himself, Brownalicious, gives Frankenstein and Frankenfurter the general contract to build a train that goes nowhere. Especially when the train ticket's going to be $150. I can fly a Southwestern flight to San Francisco for $75, get there in 2/3 faster time. Now, why would I take the train? About the only people that are going to take the train are crackheads and heroin addicts. It's kind of the ones that take the MTA train from Lancaster to downtown Los Angeles. Nothing but Crip blood gangster members. They all stink too. I mean, it's terrible. MTA is terrible. Terrible. I mean, they ought to just put a big sign on the train. We move criminals from one part of the city to the other. You know, since they put that subway into the valley, we got nothing but crime in the NoHo district now. Burbank too. No correlation. Thanks a lot, Governor Jerry Brown. Hey, congratulating Joanne Gonzalez. Got herself 4 tickets at 424-227-9461 for the Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant. 4 free tickets on yours truly, ABTV Live, The Jesse T Show, The Brown Beauty on Duty, and thepowerofvoices.com. Thanks a lot, Joanne Gonzalez, for checking in. We're going to give away a couple of more here before the end of the hour. It's a fun time Friday here in Southern California, and it's good to have you along with us here as we just kind of talk about a potpourri of things that are taking place just in and around all kinds of topics, and having a good time talking about stuff. And if you see any of those sluts that broke loose today on the freeway, let me know, because of course I am the director of the Coalition Against Human Trafficking and Pimping, and we don't want any of those pimps to pick up those sluts, by no means. All right. Okay, so let's talk about a couple other things here as we move into the back quarter of the hour here on the Jesse T Show. Hey, Monday, we've got a big show lined up for you. Going to bring in a lot of guests next week. We're going to start talking about doing some stuff as we move into Christmas time. So we want to take care of that business. Also, on Wednesday, which is the 22nd, we will be having, of course, our Real Estate Wednesday, and I got a job for you, and I found 50 new jobs. Every week, I'm finding jobs for you guys, man. You got to tune in here if you want a good paying job. We're talking about jobs next week that I'm going to provide you at $50 an hour minimum. Saying hi to Playboy for Life 56. I like that name. Jason Singh. It's Jason Singh Artorios. Did I say that right, Jason? Thanks a lot, Jason, for checking in. Share us on Instagram Live and also Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. You know, John F. Kennedy, one of the greatest presidents this country ever saw, probably would have been one of the great presidents had he not been killed 3 years after after his inaugural address. One of the last speeches he gave 10 days before he was assassinated was a secret society speech, where he basically come out and he pointed the fingers against the New World Order way back in 1963. And it's a great speech because he talks about the secret societies and how they run things behind closed doors. And so it's irony at its best that right after he gave that speech, he was killed. I have that up on my Facebook.com site. I have a site called Facebook.com/Straight on the Point. I do a lot of controversial things. I post them up there rather than on the other parts that I have, because some of this stuff kind of gets out there, and some people think that it's not true, but it is. Do your own homework, and you'll check it out. What do you think the Rothschilds are worth? The Rothschilds are worth about $500 trillion. That's what they say. They and the Rockefellers. And the reason why the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers joined forces back in the early 20th century is because the Rockefellers found oil. And the Rothschilds didn't have oil. And so they made a plan, and they united, and they're two of the richest families and most powerful families in the world. One thing I did want to talk about, though, that some of you may know about and some of you may not, and I wanted to address this real quick. It's called Agenda 21. I'm going to go off kilter a little bit here and talk about Agenda 21. Agenda 21 was instituted by President Bush #1 in 1992 and ratified in 1996 in the UN. And basically, Agenda 21 is a plan for depopulation of the planet Earth and America. It's a plan to incarcerate Americans under military and martial law. And I've got that up on my Facebook.com/Straight on the Point page. And one of the things that it talks about, which is really unsettling, is it talks about how they're going to do it. And it's really interesting when they start talking about you and me, and how little they care about human beings, and how much they care about their position and their control and their power. And the planning guide covers everything. It covers everything you can possibly imagine. And some of the things that they're going to control, so the 12 focus areas that they want to control and take control of, is agriculture, the ecosystem, education, energy, housing, population, public health, resources, social justice, toxic technology, waste management, transportation, and viable economies. And Agenda 21 essentially was ratified by the UN. And it's a plan that really, in a nutshell, it's all about controlling Americans and doing something with the dissidents, the ones they deem to be dissidents. If you've never heard about Agenda 21, you got to check this out, because I think you'll find that it's very, very interesting as to how this bill was put together and how it came together. It's really about a local and global transformation. Community leaders around the world are now called to implement all the new communitarian system of governments. You see, they want to make it more like a commune. And that goes right against our Constitution, 100% against our Constitution. It's all about sustainable rural communities. They want to make everything sustainable. If it's not sustainable, they want to get rid of it. And human beings are not sustainable. You see what I'm saying? It's really very, very interesting. It's built around socialism and Marxist government and economy factors. And it's kind of scary. In 1997, President Clinton asked Congress to advise him next steps in building a new environmental management system for the 21st century and policies that foster U.S. leadership on sustainable development internationally. So the significance here is pretty disastrous if Agenda 21 ever kicks in. Well, they are starting to kick it in, slowly but surely, because this is the map that they're using. So you might want to check that out on the website, because I think you'll find it unsettling, and I think you'll find it that you want to research some more about this. Have you ever heard of Rex 84? Rex 84 talks about the FEMA camps. And essentially, Rex 84 and the FEMA camps, really, Rex 84 is concentration camps. There are over 800 camps in the United States of America. When GoogleNet first came out, or Google Maps, I looked up FEMA camps and used to find them. There were about 190 to 200. Then all of a sudden, you couldn't find the FEMA camps. And now there's over 800. And there's an article there about these FEMA camps. the camps that are operated by FEMA. Should martial law need to be implemented in the United States and all, it would take is a presidential all it would take is a presidential signature on a proclamation because it's already in and ready to go, an attorney general signature on a warrant to which a list of names are attached, and they will come pick the ones they don't want up. So you might want to look at that one too, Rex 84 and FEMA camps. There are over 800 prison camps. That's essentially what they are, because once you go in, you don't come out. They're fully operational and ready to receive prisoners. Prisoners are you and me. They're all staffed and even surrounded by full-time guards. And just recently, out in the middle of the Georgia farmland, there were 150,000 plastic coffins stacked 15 feet high that were sitting on a FEMA camp in Georgia farmland. And these are plastic coffins, reusable plastic coffins. So you might want to look at some of that stuff, because I think you'll find it to be eye-opening at the very least, and it'll make your mind think in such a way. Give us a call at 424-227-9461, 424-227-9461. Let's give away a couple more tickets to Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant. Got a couple tickets on the way. The first caller at 424-227-9461. As we come to the end of the Jesse T Show, not too far away in that, and we're moving there closer and closer to the 6 o'clock hour. It's a Friday night in Southern California, kind of a potpourri of everything we talked about today. Just having fun and goofing around a little bit. And you can check us out now on Instagram Live. Hey, share it out, post it up, make it happen. We need your support, and we want to make this thing huge, because the more support we have, the better giveaways we can do. So I want to give away a house and a car someday. I've always wanted to do that. I've given away cars, but I've never given away a house. I'd like to do that. Would that be cool? Yeah, I got to congratulate my son, Jesse Andrew Terrero. There's a picture up on my website, facebook.com/Jesse Terrero, of him in the mud and the blood and the beer of the Spartan Challenge 5-mile race and obstacle course. Oh, man, this is a great picture. This is a award-winning picture. You got to check it out. Guy's unbelievable. He placed in top 5% of 6,000 competitors last week. I'm so proud of him. Terrific. Congratulations, Jesse Andrew Terrero. Hoo, hoo, Sparta, rah. Saying hi to Mama T. She has us on. And Dan the Man the Package is checking in too. So it's good to have Dan the Man. We're going to get back out here as I get a little more healthy. Next Tuesday, I've got a good show lined up for you. We've got a good rerun show we're going to do next Tuesday. I've got to do one more hospital surgery. As you know, I was in ICU for about 5 to 6 days a couple of weeks ago due to 4 tears in my esophagus that bled half out in my body, 50% loss of blood, and basically had a 70% chance of dying and only a 30% chance of mortality rate. Then my body got all twisted around chemically, so I had to get my body back chemically. And just this week, I'm starting to feel real good and back to my normal self. Someone said you lost a lot of weight. I'll tell you, the best diet you have is go sleep in and live in a hospital for 5 days and eat their food. You will lose weight, I guarantee. It's the best diet you could ever imagine. Yeah, so now I got to keep it off. I did want to drop down to 180, and I'm right there. I was hovering in at about 189. That extra 9 pounds was a little tough to lose. I'm actually just under 180, believe it or not. I haven't been at this weight since I was an 18-year-old coming out of high school. 424-227-9461. Give us a call on our hotline, request line, call-in line at the studio. And Lee Michaels is manning that, 424-227-9461. And we'll take the first caller here that gives us a call just before the hour ends here. It's just a few minutes before the top of the hour. Remember, every Monday through Friday from 5 to 6, right here it's the Jesse T Show as you enter the world according to Terrero. And you get straight on the spot, that's for sure. We put you right where I think you should go because, hey, it's me, Jesse T, and I can't help but being me, Jesse T. So I got to say what I got to say. You know what that's all about. And we certainly like you to say what you want to say. You're always welcome to chime in either on our Facebook site or our Instagram site and say whatever you want, and we'll post it up and I'll talk it up because that's what we do here. Giants_Raider Girl joined. Hey, Giants_Raider Girl. Thanks a lot for coming back to us. Hey, give us a call, Giants_Raider Girl. If you're in Los Angeles or Southern California, we'd love to give you a couple of free tickets. Next week, all right, we're getting closer to Christmas, so we hopefully you're doing your Christmas shopping. Don't get crazy. Raining here in Southern California, accidents everywhere. A little bit of snow on the mountains. And one beautiful thing about Southern California, one day it can be rainy, cold, and snowing, and the next day it's 75 degrees, and you're hanging out at the beautiful blue Pacific Ocean and the beach. So, you know, that's the beautiful thing about Southern California. Quite frankly, that's one of the best things about Southern California. Everything else is, you know, I don't know. It's a crazy town, kind of a world unto its own here in Southern California. No place else in the world, for that matter, in this country, that is quite like this place. Hey, congratulations out to Rex Harrison. Rex Harrison, thanks a lot, Rex, for giving us a call in from Los Angeles. Rex just got himself a couple tickets to go check out Flappers Country Club and Comedy Store, Comedy Club, and Restaurant in Burbank, California. Inviting you to check out a good show there. You got to use them before the 30th so you can have a night on the 30th and a night on the 31st, New Year's Eve. What a great weekend that's going to happen for you, Rex. Thanks a lot for giving us a call, our first caller. They're at 424-227-9461. We got more tickets to give away next week. I'm going to be dumping a lot of them out, and we want you to win one, or two, or three, or four. Hey, why not? Thanks a lot to all our winners, Joanne Gonzalez, and all our people checking in. Edmund Droulet, a terrific director. We appreciate you checking in. One of the very best. Honored and won an award and was medaled by the United States Congress. Mama T's checking in, saying hi to Mo Rock, one of the original disciples, the Brown Beauty on Duty disciples. Mo Rock, baby, good to see you again. Saying hi to that voice guy, Wash FM, and Playboy for Life 56, Jason Singaturos, and Giants_Raider Girl for checking in here, and all the others that we can't see yet until we get off the air. We see all those, and we appreciate you participating with us here on the Jesse T Show. All right, so just a couple of more minutes here, and we're going to get out of here. Got to go get some Christmas shopping done. That's for sure. That I got to do myself. I mean, you know, I don't know if you've done all your Christmas shopping on me, but boy, I got to get mine going. Here comes the music, baby. Oh, you know who just checked in? Fearless Freddie Pendleton. World champion Fearless Freddie Pendleton. What a great boxer he was. Wow. Fearless Freddie from Philadelphia. It's the Jesse T Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 6, right here on ABTV Live and Digital Broadcasting and Radio Network, the Power of Voices, Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. Check us out. We're on the air and everywhere from the community to the world. You entered the world according to Terrero. Bada bing, bada boom, you're straight on the point, baby. Have a great and wonderful, safe weekend. The Brown Beauty is off duty. See ya!